Good afternoon and welcome to the Don Valley Stadium, Sheffield, with this afternoon's Stones Bitter League clash, where the Eagles entertain the Saints. Saints with a bit of a reshuffle in the side, but not too much. Alan Hunt still retaining the full-back position. A change round in the three quarters as of normal. We've Tony Sullivan at 2, McCracken at 3, Rapati at 4, Les Quirk at 5, Griffiths and Cooper are the half-backs, Neil, Dwyer and Mann the front row, John Harrison and Sonny Nicol in the second row, Chris Joynt at the loose forward berth, with Phil Beavers at 14 and Kevin Ward back after a slight injury to the substitute forwards berth. The Sheffield side, Gary Jack at full-back, their three quarters are Gamson, Powell, Maiko and Plange. There's one we'll have to watch today, David Plange. He's been about a bit, but he's quite speedy. Price and Aston are the half-back pairing, Broadbent, Cook and James the front row, with Maguire, Hughes and Farrell the back three. Young and Waddell are the subs for the Eagles today. Definitely a tough task. Sheffield on their own midden, even though they got beaten in the first match of the season by Wigan. They've had good wins against Warrington and they beat Halifax in the Yorkshire Cup. And joining me this afternoon with Paul Loughlin, Saints injured centre three-quarter, the international who's had trouble with another damaged arm, unfortunately, Paul. Perhaps a difficult game today, but something that the Saints can overcome.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. Sheffield, I think they beat us last time we played here, so we're not taking them lightly. They had a couple of good wins against Halifax, like you said, so it's going to be really tough for the lads.
Yes, thanks, Paul. And no doubt we'll be getting Paul's view, which may differ from my view throughout the game. Obviously, the player's view as opposed to the impartial spectator. Today's match day referee is Stuart Cummings from Widnes. Let's hope the Sheffield Speckies don't say we brought the referee with them, Paul, but I certainly hope we can say that near the end of the game. But back in league action after last week's match at Barrow in the Lancashire Cup. A difficult match. Saints came through it, 36 points to 2. A lot of spectators, probably including myself, expected a larger score, but it was a tough game. Barrow certainly stuck to the task last week, Paul, and they did the tackling. They must have done their homework on the Saints in perhaps difficult conditions.
Yeah, they played really well. I mean, they tackled well. I mean, a couple of good tacklers on Anthony Sullivan, and they really did well.
Right, ready for the kick-off now. Quite a good way away, on a centre position anyway we are, but it's Tia Rapati to get things underway for the Saints. Deep kick, and we may have a little bit of a problem picking out the Sheffield players, but we'll do our best from a high vantage position. It's Sheffield in possession, just outside their own 20. This is certainly difficult now, Paul, I think. 25 we've been used to for quite a lot of time, and now we've got a 20-yard line. But we've just got to put up with it, haven't we, the new rules?
Aye, it's a lot of hard work for the groundsman as well, doing the marking out.
Right, it's Sheffield still in possession. The ball back to Gary Jack. Kick deeply downfield. Alan Hunt gathers it safely. Beats the first line of defence. A lot's expected, Paul, of Alan Hunt, revelling in this full-back position.
Yeah, he's been playing extremely well, and he's going to prove today that, he's out to keep his job with the signing of David Lyon, so we've got two good full-backs. That's excluding Phil as well, So there's three there going for one spot.
Yes, certainly an abundance of talent here at St Helens now, as Paul said, with David Lyon coming in, a £90,000 move from Warrington. He's a goal kicker, obviously bought as well as for his full-back position to help out with the goal kicking, with Paul's absence and Tia Rapati taking over the duties. He's not been doing so bad. He's kicked 11 so far this season, but it's Saints in possession. The ball back to Jonathan Griffiths, kicks it up to Gary Jack, takes it in his own 20, and Gary Jack, the prolific Australian full-back, ex-international full-back, he did well, he went across, but he was monitored there. Well brought down on the far side, but certainly a buzz when Jack got the ball. It's Sheffield now, moving forward, moving it to the right now, on to scrum half Aston. He changes the direction. Sheffield trying to spread it. Change of direction there by Aston Paul. He moved it from the right over to the left, but the last pass going into touch, but they look sharp at the early minutes.
Yeah, they started well, Sheffield. It was a good tackle there from Anthony Sullivan. Spotted the switch and come in and just spotted his man there.
Scrum down now, Saints feed. Shane Cooper reverting to the scrum half role for this afternoon's game. Saints have ball possession. Move it quickly. Griffiths looking for that gap. Quickly passed over to the left. Moving over to Les Quirk on the left wing for this afternoon's encounter. Blindside ploy again. Bernard Dwyer onto Sonny Nicol. Quite a few ironic cheers as Nicol gets the ball. An ex-Sheffield Eagles player and a firm favourite with the crowd. But Griffiths again gets the ball inside. It's off a Sheffield player. It's stuck to another Sheffield player again, and the tackle count will be waved clean. Well, Jonathan Griffiths playing at standoff today, Paul. I think he may cope better in the standoff position as the scrum half. He's certainly strong, and he's always looking for that gap.
Yeah, he's played well at scrum half. I mean, he's a strong one, like you said. He's very quick, and he'll do well today at standoff, I think.
He's always looking to get that ball out, always looking for the half gap, the half break. But it's Saints still in possession. Jonathan Neal onto Bernard Dwyer, the ball being spread. George Mann has it now. But Sheffield Eagles quickly in on at the tackle. Bernard Dwyer now onto Cooper. Moves it left. Griffiths combining with Chris Joint. Takes 2 or 3 Sheffield men to bring him down. The 6th tackle of this sequence. Sonny Nicol to John Griffiths. Chips it through. Farley's Quirk and Tirapati, and they both combine to bring the wingman down there, Mark Gamson, I think it was. But now it's Gary Jack again. Certainly a buzz off the Sheffield crowd, Paul, when Gary Jack gets it. A popular figure here, obviously.
Yeah, he's a very experienced player. He's proved himself in Australia, you know, for his country, club and country, and he's obviously playing well here.
Sheffield with a break now, a good break. Not many men in support, but Alan Hunt does well. They came in there, but it's Sheffield on the attack well, and they put it down there. International Daryl Powell puts the ball down. Good break there by Sheffield, moving it forward. The big forward breaking through, and unfortunately the ball put down by Powell. We could expect more of him, Paul, couldn't we?
Yeah, some characteristic from him really. He's a top player, Daryl Powell, and it's funny to see him dropping the ball.
Saints win the ball from the ensuing scrum. John Harrison up centre field, looking to release it, but well clamped there. Bernard Dwyer as ever at the acting half-back, moves it infield. Big John Neal takes up the running, gets the ball away now. Saints spreading it. Chris Joint onto Jared McCracken. Up to the Sheffield 20-yard mark now, and Saints putting the power down. Sonny Nicol now over the 20-yard line. John Griffiths attacking half-back. Bernard Dwyer there just to the back of him. Saints putting a charge on now. Cooper and Griffiths work the loop movement. On to Saints, still in possession in the 20-yard area. 6th and final tackle now with Bernard Dwyer. Attacking half-back. George Mann plays it. Blindside ploy. Cooper chips it through. Cooper following it up. Sheffield will have to kick it dead. Well, did it roll dead? It has rolled dead. Just an astute kick there from Shane Cooper. Could have come off, but just rolling dead, Paul, and a restart from the 25.
Yeah, I think the 25 would have been a bit bigger there. Les Quirk could have scored that, because I don't think Gary Jack knew he was so close to him.
Yes, well, I should correct myself there. The 20-yard mark, Paul, the 20-yard line. Obviously, after umpteen years of 25-yard line, and then they change it, it takes a lot of getting used to. But it's Sheffield in possession now. A tap restart from the centre of the 20-yard line. Sheffield in possession, no score at present. 6.5 minutes of the game gone, and Sheffield positional kicking crossfield. Excellent touch finder in the Saints 20. They scrum down with the Saints feed. And as I said before, both teams involved in the County Cup last week, with Saints winning 36 points to 2 at Barrow. Sheffield with an excellent win here at Don Valley against Halifax by 34 points to 14. After Halifax had started off like a house on fire, it looks as though they was going to be all over Sheffield, but Sheffield overcame them. Excellent team performance. But the game stopped. Treatment to Sheffield player, and somebody's going to be brought out there. Referee Cummins is bringing big Jared McCracken out. And David Plange, it looks like. Obviously a little word in the ear, Paul.
That's right. I think they're both on the same side though, so they must have had an angry clash of words though.
Yes, nothing we can't handle, but the referee just imposing his importance on the game. Shane Cooper feeds. Cooper goes in for it. The ball's come back. Saints have possession. Tony Sullivan now taking the defence on the blind side. Well, now it's McCracken again. Big, strong running forward. Strong running centre, I do beg your pardon. But he runs like a forward, doesn't he? He is as big as a forward, Paul, you're right. Tirapati bursting through there now. It's George Mann, it looks like. Yes, it is George Mann. Took a knock at Gateshead and had a little layoff back last week. But Sonny Nickel again, scampering away. 10 yards towards the halfway line. Last tackle of this sequence. The ball back to John Griffiths. A high tester for Gary Jack. He takes it on the run. He's well covered there by the wingman Mark Gamson. And Jack moves it crossfield. But the Saints quickly in to snuff him out.
I think it's a bad play that, putting the ball up to Gary Jack, because he'll take them all day. He's a superb catcher, field of the ball, and you know when he runs it out, he's going to make a lot of yards. So I think the best play would be putting it along the floor.
Yes, so obviously if you've got somebody suspect at the back there, Paul, it'd be an ideal ploy to do that. But as you say, with a man of Jack's experience, he shouldn't have much problem with the high ball. But it's Sheffield still in possession. 10 yards inside their own half. The ball back to Jack again. Most of the game being played in the middle areas. Alan Hunt now takes it well. Powers into the defence. Les Quirk coming infield. He takes some pulling down, does Quirk. He's had a lot of problems with injury as of late, but he's in the side this afternoon. And he'll always give his best, certainly Les Quirk. He's won the Saints some matches and some cup matches as well with his dives in at short range after some powerful running. A big strong lad. But it's Saints still in possession now. Shane Cooper onto George Mann. Into the defence, but unable to beat the tight Sheffield defence. Last tackle of this sequence. Saints penalised there, not playing the ball correctly. Passing it right through the legs there on the sixth tackle. It's a turnover and a chance now, obviously there for Sheffield for 2 points. And as soon as that penalty was given, Paul, or even before, we could say it was anticipated that the Sandman was on straight away.
That's right, the pitch is not very long. You know, I was stood on the pitch before the game, and I was stood on the halfway line. The post looked so close, and with the kicker of Mark Aston's abilities, it's not going to be too much problem. We've got to stop making these silly mistakes now at own half.
So as Paul says, it's Mark Aston. Must be looking about 40 yards out. But as Paul says, it may not look very long. Usually about 100 yards, the pitch length. Well, that's waved away by the touch judges, so points going a begging there. 11 minutes of the game gone and no score at present. Last season, Sheffield promoted along with Lee. Obviously another venue that we have to go and visit. Quite handy for us at St Helens. But Saints kick off. Gary Jack brings the ball up. Chris Joint in at the tackle, and this lad, he certainly looks sharp, Paul, this Chris Joint. He's certainly impressed me in the few games he's played.
Yeah, he's got a good start-up as well. I mean, training, like, you know, he's always at the front with the forwards, and he'll be a good signing for the club.
And only a youngster as well, Paul.
That's right, he's about my age, about 21.
Sheffield moving it crossfield. Aston onto Jack. Superb tackle there. Jared McCracken came in, homed in, and put Gary Jack down like nobody's business. But Sheffield still in possession. It's the last tackle of this sequence. John Neal heels it back. As I've said before, he's a fine exponent of this heeling back at the play of the ball is John Neal, and he gets the ball away now, and Saints bringing it out. Les Quirk sidesteps infield past Mark Gamson, but couldn't beat the next line of defence. But it's Saints now putting it together. John Griffiths, yes, the pass certainly looked a little forward, but I think he's penalised Sheffield for the high tackle, Paul.
Yeah, I think the pass was forward, but I think it's Bruce Maguire coming with the head-high tackle and certainly deserves a penalty.
Yeah, so Saints give him the penalty. Tirapati, you're going to have a go for goal. See if Saints can get points on the board. Just getting involved with the players, it was coming through there. I thought the referee may have blown up, as we said, for the forward pass, but it must have been a high tackle, picked out by Paul, obviously not by myself. The player's eye view there. But as I said last time we was here at Don Valley Stadium, Sheffield put one over on the Saints. As I said, beat us 18 points to 8, Paul. But we put that right with a home victory of 34 points to 17. But obviously the coach today, Mike McLennan, he'll want the scoreline kept down with less points conceded as possible.
That's right, he's hammered the points home that we got beat here on the last time we played at the Don Valley Stadium, so we want to put the score right.
So it's Tirapati now. About 28 yards out, 12 or 13 yards in, and that's going over to the right of the sticks, I think. It certainly is, it's waved away, and Sheffield will drop out from the centre of the 20.
I've been giving Tia some help with his goal kicking. He looks too tense with his run up, and that's one thing I've been trying to settle him down, because he's a very good goal kicker when he gets him on side, you know, when he gets his rhythm right. It's just his run up's a bit tense.
Yes, because we're certainly missing the goal-kicking capabilities of your good self, Paul, and certainly a lot of these matches may be won by the goal-kicking duties that you put in through penalties and obviously conversions, but no clear-cut try-scoring efforts this afternoon up to now. Just a penalty each side going adrift, but it's Saints in possession. Sheffield urged to get back on side. Bernard Dwyer attacked in half. Cooper and Griffiths there. And the ball onto Tirapati. Bounced off him. Anthony Farrell, I think that is, that's picked it up, the loose forward for Sheffield. He's finally bundled to the ground. And Sheffield in possession. Bruce Maguire now. Strong Australian, ex-Balmain and Canberra forward. And now Sheffield are trying to spread it. Approaching the Saints 20-yard line. They've got Mick Cook attacked in half-back. Sheffield moving it left. Gary Jack up in the line. Well, very lax there, Sheffield. They looked to me, Paul, as though they didn't know what they was doing, just taking it easy. Took his eye off the ball and put it to ground, and it's going to be a scrum with the Saints feed.
That's right, there was nobody running onto the ball there on that left-hand side, and nobody knew what to do, and unfortunately the pass was a bit hard, and Farrell couldn't take it.
Saints come away with scrum possession. John Griffiths inside now to Jared McCracken. Excellently tackled there. I think it's just a matter of time before we see this McCracken in full flight, and I bet he can't half shift, there's no danger. Cooper and Griffiths there, they're certainly working well together. John Harrison, just tried to get the ball away. Sonny Nicol was on his right, but Sheffield player was just in the middle. John Griffiths now looking very sharp. This half-back pairing is certainly looking sharp this afternoon, Paul.
That's right. Shane Cooper's the provider and John Griffiths is the runner.
Oh, Saints spreading it. Rapati, John Neal and Les Quirk coming in field. And Saints putting it together now, but Saints are going to have a penalty, I feel. I think Sheffield have been in a little enthusiastically there. Yes, Saints with the penalty. Sheffield there, obviously snuffing out the Saints attack ball.
I think it was the centre Darryl Powell come over the top with a sneaky punch, you know, right in front of the post. It's a stupid mistake, and no doubt Taylor will put this one over.
Yes, but good play from the Saints. They kept it going there. They brought it from inside their own half. Tirapati well up and onto John Neal. He got the ball away. He's another player that's certainly coming on from strength to strength. I think, Paul, John Neal is strong, and we could have easily lost him last season. I think he was either ready to go to Salford or he was supposed to be going on loan or something, and we had a forward shortage, and he was brought back, and he's never looked back, really, has he?
No, he's done really well. He's strong and he's hard, and he plays really hard, he tackles hard. John Harrison's another player like him, and Bernard Dwyer, you know. Them are the three that's playing really well in this pack. You know, they're week in, week out, taking the ball up, doing all the tackling, top of the tackle counts, and you need players like that in the team.
You certainly do. Let's hope Tia Rapati can convert this penalty into points. Yes, no problem this time. Rapati slots it over. 17.5 minutes gone, and Saints open the scoring with a 2-0 lead. Tia Rapati there, his 12th goal of the season. 2-0 lead. As I said, these penalties could prove crucial at the end. Excellently converted there by Tia. Kicked over on the far side, Anthony Sullivan. Well, the touch judge is up with his flag. I didn't look as though the ball was in touch there, Paul. He looks as though he knocked it in, but obviously the touch judge considered the ball was in.
Yeah, I mean, he's given the ball to Sheffield as well, so he must have touched it, so it's going to be a dangerous situation for Saints here.
Yeah, Sheffield with the scrum feed. They have scrum possession. Only about 10 yards. Well, Sheffield put it down. I think that's McCracken that's gone in for that ball, is it, Paul? I just can't see. No, it's Bernard Dwyer. Need we say no more? Bernard Dwyer quickly down on the loose ball, but just obstructed by a bit of a post. Here we are. Obviously, your camera position is okay, but we've just got quite a large post obstructing us. But Sheffield there with an ideal platform, made a hash of it, and now Saints in possession.
Yeah, I don't like the panic a bit, Sheffield, when they get in our quarter. They want to scrum though, good position, they'll play and drop the ball.
Rapati now up the wing, inside is Sonny Nickel. Let's see if this fella can motor. Well, the ball taken from him, it's followed up. Les Quirk picks it up and he goes over the line, but the knock-on I think is going to be ruled. But certainly looked a high tackle by Gary Jack as Sonny Nickel got the ball there with the three-man Sheffield tackling, Paul.
Well, it was a good play from Tia there. I think Les should have come inside there, but certainly Sonny should have passed that ball out to Les. I think he saw, you know, the Twin Towers went for trying to get 4 points against his old club.
Yes, all these players, when they come to play against the club they've played for previous, like to hopefully like to score. He may have saw it then, and it went to bag him, but it was excellent tackling by Sheffield. Gary Jack coming away with it there. And now it's with Maguire. Solid tackling from the Saints there. Nickel and Harrison quickly in. Halfway through this first half, just 2-0 on the board. Obviously our old friends from just down the road, Paul, the old pie eaters, they've got a difficult tie at Wakefield today. Let's hope that Wakefield can do a job for us. With the ball going right deep down into the corner. Sullivan coming up with it. Quickly tackled just short of the 20-yard mark, the 20-yard line. McCracken away from acting half-back. And now it's Bernard Dwyer, as ever. Certainly Sheffield, they seem to be spotting, marking up very quickly. The referee trying to peg them back, but they're moving up, and as long as they'll do, you know, the referee allows them to do it, they'll do it, Paul, won't they? Yeah,
they're moving up very quickly, and they're using the Australian type of defence, sliding defence, and it's working.
Well, it's working as long as the Saints just, if they can put a little drop ball over the top, and or they just see that gap, and that'll certainly find the holes in it then, Paul, won't it?
That's right, the inside ball will work as well, because they're all coming across. If somebody just holds it up and switches it back inside, well, the gaps are going to be there.
Gary Jack now taking it cross-field. McCracken there, takes him back. Sullivan had come up, Sonny Nickel was there, but McCracken, superb tackling. Man and ball. Takes him back, and this is what you've got to do with these big players. Clamp them man and ball and make sure they can't release it. Chris Joynt and John Harrison In at the tackle there, Sheffield just outside their own 20-yard area. Big Maguire, Joint brings him down. Sheffield keep it going. Mark Aston, the scrum half, trying to get things underway. Well, good play there from Sheffield. They're keeping it going. They're certainly trying to catch Saints on the outside. Excellent floated ball there, and they've got Saints just on the rack a little. David Plange coming cross-field. He's exciting wingman, Plange, when he gets in full flight, Paul. He scored 3 last week. He's going to have to be watched, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a very strong player as well, but I think he lost about 20 yards then, going in 2 circles.
Sheffield hoist it. Alan Hunt takes it well. Just loses his balance, falls back on it, but took it comfortably. John Griffiths now coming cross-field, sees a gap. Out to the outside is Griffiths, still driving forward. Looking for support on the inside. Unfortunately, Tira Patty there had just been taken down in back play. But now it's George Mann running strongly. The ball released. I think that's Chris Joint that's brought it up. Bernard Dwyer onto John Neal. The ball back to Dwyer again. Saints spreading it. As you said, these workhorses, John Neal, Bernard Dwyer, John Harrison, plodding away, powering the way forward. Here's Harrison again. Last tackle of this sequence. 23 minutes gone. 2-0 the score in the Saints' favour. And the ball back to John Griffiths, but they did go back. There's no danger about that. It went through his legs. And Alan Hunt with the ball, kicks it upfield. And Gary Jack comes away with it. And Sheffield are moving it to the left. Well, change of direction. Brought over to the right now. Well, he's lost possession. It has gone back, but have Sheffield got possession? They have. It did go back. There's no danger about that. Aston at dummy half. On to Maguire. Well, that was a forward pass, but Saints are going to be penalised, I think, for not marking up at the play of the ball. Yes, he's given the penalty there to Sheffield, Paul, but there's definitely a forward pass off Sheffield as they moved up there.
Yeah, they're looking a bit straggly, Sheffield, with the passes going forward, and nobody's running hard onto the ball. There's only Bruce Maguire's running hard, and Gary Jack when he gets the ball. So, you know, they've got to start getting things together out there.
But it's Sheffield to restart, just inside the Saints half. Gamson has the ball. He's took it off the half-back, the scrum half, Aston. Aston's there again. Certainly Aston and Price, the half-back partnership for Sheffield, Paul, they don't look a patch on the Cooper and Griffiths set up for this afternoon for the Saints.
No, I think I'd rather see Darryl Powell play at standoff or loose forward, because he's a bit wasted there in the centre. He's a brilliant football player.
Sheffield moving it quickly over to the far side, but Saints weather the storm, they take it well. But Sheffield still in possession, moving it crossfield again. Maguire juggles with it, but passes it back. Yes, he is, for me, Darryl Powell is a brilliant footballer. Chipped through there by Aston, but well positioned. Alan Hunt, excellent eye there, Hunt, after a good chip by Aston.
Yeah, read that well, Alan, and he had just had the pace to get there.
Attacked in half-back again there, Alan Hunt, quickly moving up. Saints now looking to get out of their own 20-yard area. Short ball, which certainly looked to him forward from our lofted position, but referee Cummins there from Widnes didn't spot it. And John Harrison, he drives it up, he gets it away now to Shane Cooper. Jared McCracken, well, he's lost possession. He was obviously looking to pass round the man to try and get Tony Sullivan away, but he lost the ball. Sheffield gathered it up, and it's Anthony Farrell that has possession 10 yards inside the Sheffield half. We're certainly looking a little lax, as both Paul and myself have said about the Sheffield outfit. Nothing in the game at present, and most of the play being played in the middle quarters, with not a lot of try-scoring chances for either side.
I think Sheffield are trying to play, you know, like an Australian team, 5 drives and the kick. You know, they're trying to get the ball a bit wider to the players like Aston in possession now. Like, you know, they've got a good chance of breaking down the defence.
Well, they're spreading it about there. They've moved it over to the far side. David Maiko, the left centre, plunge on the left wing. Well, he's played it to himself there. Certainly looks as though there was markers. The ball's loose. The referee has waved the tackle count clean, so it's Sheffield with another set of 6 to hopefully penetrate the Saints line. Saints have the ball, excellent play again. John Neal involved there. John Griffiths bringing it away to Tirapati. There's Quirk on the outside. Quirk going up the wing. Quirk's going to go all the way. An excellent try there by Les Quirk. Finished off well, under a lot of pressure, 20 yards from the line, but a good break there. An excellent try, Paul.
That was superb. Superb break there from Tirapati. A good ball off Johnny Griffiths, and that was vintage Les Quirk. Shrugging the winger off and beating Darryl Powell for pace. Superb try. That'll do his confidence a world of good.
Yes, there's no danger about that, and that all stemming from Jonathan Neal reaping the ball at the play the ball, wasn't it, there in the centre field, deep in the Saints' own half, and they did well. The ball came across, as he said, Jonathan Griffiths, excellent play, out to Tirapati, took it well, drew the man well. Les Quirk got the ball, and he powered up the wing, and as Paul said, vintage Les Quirk. I just said before that Quirk certainly gives Saints won matches for the Saints on numerous occasions. Excellently finished there, and that puts Saints 6 points to 0 in the lead, and this conversion for Tirapati to come now.
I think Michael will be having a few headaches now for his selection for next week with the signing of Dave Lyons, and you know, with Phil still on the bench, there's going to be a lot of competition for places, especially when we get August and O'Donnell back as well.
Yes, this is it, and I suppose this is what it's all about. Everybody's got to play for the place, and as we know, with teams like Wigan, you've got to keep all the players happy, but an excellent competition for places. Rapati's kick waved away. The scoreline still remains at 6 points to 0. But as you said, Paul, obviously when you are fit, your own place there, you've got to get back in the swing of it and play for your own place as well.
Well, yeah, that's right. There's still Gary Connolly to come back as well, so it's a dog-eat-dog situation. It's going to be really hard for me to get back in this team because they're playing so well, so, you know, as long as they're winning, you know, I get myself right, so it's not be too bad, as long as Take-It's missing the goals.
Well, if you get stuck, we can always have you on here every week, you know what I mean? I mean, you get Paul Vortin now, he's a regular on the Aussie football, and he only started with me at Bradford, him and Michael O'Connor at Bradford, and he's on there now, but I bet he never gives me a mention on this coverage, does he?
Well, as long as you buy me a hot dog at half-time, I'll do it.
Fair enough. Anyway, Saints in possession. Bernard Dwyer again, coming away, bringing it out of his own 20-yard area. Cooper at dummy half, onto Jared McCracken. Breaks the first line of defence, powers his way up. Sullivan attacks in half-back. Now with John Harrison. Saints bringing it cross-field, driving the ball upfield. It's the last tackle of this sequence. Bernard takes it back to John Griffiths. Sheffield move up quickly, and John Griffiths kicks it high and true. Well, Gary Jack puts it down. Certainly looks as though it went sideways on that occasion, Paul, but maybe that's the idea. Obviously on the sixth tackle, put it up. He could make a mistake, even though he is a top-class taker of the ball, international and what have you.
That's right, you just made me eat my words then.
There we are again, John Neal again, reaps the ball back at the play of the ball. I think he's been penalised for it this time, has he? No. Sheffield have been penalised for offside, but John Neal, he's an excellent exponent at this ball. Is it something that he's been told to do? I know he does do it, or is it a tactical ploy?
No, I think it's just because he's got massive feet. I think he takes about 13s and he just gets his foot there, nobody can stop him.
Yeah, you may be right there, but it's certainly a good ploy. It's done to perfection by him. Sheffield were caught offside. A chance for the Saints now to open an 8-point gap. It's 30 yards out and right in front of the sticks. Saints looking to bring on a substitution. So Kevin Ward, he'll certainly strengthen the pack there. Do you think this will be a tactical ploy, like same as the old pie eaters used to do, you know, 20 minutes on and give the players a rest?
Well, you know, I think Big John's been struggling with a bit of a back injury, and I can see him stretching down near the dugout there, so he must be having a little bit of bother from that. So Kevin Ward will bolster this pack up. He'll make the surging runs through the middle and hopefully make a few gaps for the likes of John Griffiths to back up.
Yes, well, that kick going astray, but Saints get the ball back. Alan Hunt bringing it crossfield, looking for that gap is Alan Hunt. And he scored 3 superb tries at Craven Park Barrow. Here's Kevin Ward, popular figure. He thrives on his rugby here, doesn't he, Paul? What is he, about 34, 35 years of age? And he goes like a youngster.
That's right. I think he's more about 40. You know, but he'll probably get me in the bar on Tuesday now when we play the video. But yeah, the fans love him. He's a big favourite, and hopefully we can get another 5 years out of him, you know.
Well, I don't see why not. He's running, going from strength to strength. He loves it. He's definitely a club man. There's no danger about that. I say he had about 11 years at Castleford, 10 or 11 years when he came here, and a lot of people thought, well, you know, he's a bit old for it, but he certainly proved everybody wrong. And as you say, he's a popular figure here. He doesn't like being left out of a game, Paul, does he? But he was seeding a bit after being rested last week, even though we know he plays with broken bones and everything.
Well, he's had a bad injury to his Achilles, and I think he'd have put anybody else out for about 5 weeks. But you know, Kevin Ward, he just come back. He's got his place on the bench and straight back into action.
And he's there again, heavily involved in the tackle. We've got 7 minutes of the half remaining. Still 6 points to 0 in the Saints' favour. The Saints pressurising Sheffield in their own 20-yard area. Got to put pressure on them. Try to force them into a mistake. The ball there go back to Gary Jack for the kick downfield on the 6th tackle. Alan Hunt takes it well, covers well, and he got a terrific turn of pace as well, just to boot. So Les Quirk, he's moved in field. That's acting halfback. He's looking for that half gap. You get some of these speedy wingmen obviously coming in at the acting halfback, Paul, and if there's half a break and they're away for slates, aren't they?
That's right, and Les is about 6 foot and he's about 15 stone, so he's no little bloke on the wing. He's as big as a forward, and he's very fast as well. So
John Griffiths, good ball to McCracken, came through, certainly looked some high tackling as he came through, but on a roving commission there, McCracken. He's on the right side, in the right centre. Kevin Ward gets the ball away, excellent play there from Ward. On the final tackle now of this sequence, Cooper, inside ball, George Mann, he chips it through for Gary Jack, but he took it well. He gets David Plange away on the far side. Plange has to come back infield. Excellent cover defence there, what could have been a possible try-scoring situation for the Saints, Paul.
That's right, he read it well, Gary Jack, and you know, it could have been dangerous there, but George Mann got back well there and stopped Plange getting down the touchline.
Sheffield in possession, in their own 20-yard area. Moving upfield. That looks like Hugh Waddell that's just come on there, Paul. I didn't see him slip on.
No, I didn't see him slip on. He's not that little, is he?
Well, not really. But Saints intercept the ball there. Sierapati has possession. Bernard Dwyer attacks in halfback. John Neal running strong, right up the centre. Just brought well. He's back to Bernard Dwyer. Support on the right by Chris Joynt, and Saints in another try-scoring mood. Kevin Ward being used as the foil there. Sonny Nicol, yes, he's going in at short range. He's in. From the acting half-back there, Sonny Nicol dives over at short range, and he'll be pleased with that, Paul, won't he?
Well, there was no stopping that. I mean, I could see he was queuing up for the ball there to just get hold of that ball and get over the line against his old club. He'll be made up with that, and that'll do his confidence a world of good, because you know, he's not been the old Sonny Nicol as we know for the last couple of games. So hopefully this will do his confidence good, and let's see the best out of him again.
Yes, that's true, Paul. That's Sonny's third try of the season. And as we know from his days when we've seen him playing for Sheffield Eagles, obviously before he came to St Helens, and he certainly run rampant against a lot of the top sides. Well, when Sheffield was in the first division the last time, wasn't it, before they dropped down, when Saints acquired his services. But Bernard Dwyer now having a go at the goal kicking. Kicked 12 in the Lancashire Cup a couple of seasons ago. He's quite a useful acquisition as well.
I think it was Trafford Borough. It was after my record, I think. I was pulling him off anyway, that's why I only got 12.
Well, hit the post with that one, and I think you put the mockers on him there, and it just went astray. So 10 points to 0 the score. We're just about 4 minutes away from the interval. A Rapati penalty goal, a Quirk try and a Nickel try, both unconverted. 10 points to 0, and let's hope these goal-kicking attempts don't prove too costly at the end of the game. We can't see the Saints relinquishing a 10-point lead, but another 40 plus minutes to go before the final hooter. Saints got to keep the charge up on the Stones Bitter Championship table. Halifax at the top, and they've got a difficult tie at Salford this afternoon. But McCracken there, I think it is, that's brought the ball up, brought it up to the 20-yard line. Saints moving the ball forward again, bringing it infield. Sonny Nickel again, but solid tackling from Sheffield. As we said, they're sticking to the task there, but Saints have penetrated the line on a couple of occasions. George Mann now onto Kevin Ward. Good handoff, takes it up the middle, support there. Saints still driving it. There's one thing with this man Ward, Paul, you've got to follow him, haven't you? Follow the man with the ball, especially Kevin Ward, and no doubt you'll get the return pass. That's
right. Like I said before, he'll just take it up the middle, he'll create gaps, and hopefully if there's somebody there, they'll slip the ball out because he's got good hands, and we can make a few yards off him.
Well, that was the 6th tackle, but Saints losing possession. The tackle count there waved clean, as you can see by the referee, but the ball was lost by the Saints. Sheffield picked it up. Farrell at dummy half, the ball coming cross field. Long cut out pass there, but Rapati read it well, but it's turned inside now, and Sheffield still moving it. Chris Joynton at the tackle with John Griffiths. Only a couple of minutes of this half, but a long pass there, well taken. McCracken in at the tackle there, finally completing it. Sonny Nickel also involved. Hugh Waddell, he's there. I don't know who he came on for, but we'll find out later. But not playing it there, well, playing it to himself when he was marked there, and a penalty to the Saints, Paul.
It was a silly mistake from Hugh there. I mean, he's been around a long time, he should know better than that.
Yes, a chance for the Saints. Hopefully there's enough time in this half to, with the kick there, found a touch on the 20-yard line, and a chance for them to build a platform, maybe for another score before the half-time interval. It's Sonny Nickel again. The referee Cummins there, lining his side out. George Mann coming cross-field, turning in the tackle, looking to release, but excellent clamp tackling again. And it's Dwyer trying to scamper away. Shane Cooper, well, the ball gone back. Sheffield have it. Just a bit of loose play by the Saints, and now Sheffield, it's Maguire trying to draw the man in. It's past to Gary Jack. He'd come in from his full-back position. 40 minutes gone on the watch. Not had much stoppage time, but Hughie Waddell there. Hughie Waddell and Kevin Ward, they're just clashing both substitutes for this afternoon. Aston turns it back infield. Stand off there, I think Richard Price moving across. Plunge, now Sheffield, they're keeping it moving, but the Saints tackling's holding firm up to press. Just inside the Saints half. Anthony Farrell attacked in half-back. Aston along the line, Maguire, good ball there, well taken, good cover defence there by John Griffiths. But it's Sheffield again, they're looking to put points on the board. Hugh Waddell, he gets it away now, Anthony Farrell. The Saints tackling there, he'll have to hold firm as Farrell gets his way into the Saints 20-yard area. 6th tackle of this sequence. Aston, Sheffield are running it. Good ball there, but oh, excellently tackled. Well, it certainly looked a forward pass, but good play from Sheffield. They run it well, didn't they, Paul?
That's right. It was them two again, Mark Aston and Darryl Powell, laying the foundations there. A superb ball out to David Plange. Just had the strength to go over there. It was a good try from Sheffield.
I think it was David Plange, was it, that scored it? Just a bit obstructed here, but excellent excellently run by Sheffield there, as Paul said. Saints just losing possession around about the halfway area, and Sheffield allowed to spread it. Quite a good bit of interpassing, even though for me the last pass to David Plange looked to him forward, but judging by the referee, what the referee's done this afternoon, he's not picked up many forward passes, has he, Paul?
That's right, and I think we've got a bit of a disadvantage up here because I've never been as high as well as on Blackpool Tower. We need binoculars to see the far touchline over there.
Yeah, well, I'm like that every week, that's what they say, you know. I mean, here's us criticising the referee's parentage and eyesight, and it's quite a bit difficult for us up here. But a chance now for Aston, quite a prolific goal scorer. If he can get this over, it certainly bring Sheffield back in within a shout. But it's waved away. There's the half-time hooter. So a good time to score for Sheffield, brings them back puts them on the scoreboard at half-time, 10 points to 4, still that 6-point gap, Paul, but no doubt a few strong words from Mike at half-time.
Yeah, especially after the way they went for that last try just before half-time, because that'll do Sheffield's confidence a world of good, and for the second half you just got to get back to the basics and use the kicks with this wind.
Yes, thanks, Paul. So half-time at Don Valley, Saints 10, Sheffield 4. Saints points from tries from Quirk and Nickel, a Rapati penalty goal, and that David Plange try just coming up the death at half-time. So 10 points to 4, join us shortly. Back with you now for the second half. And just before we get underway, I've got a mention for Joanne Molesdale. It's a birthday on Wednesday, the 23rd of September. Best wishes, Joanne. I'm not telling you how old she is, you know, she's a lovely young piece, but I'm not telling you how old she is, but best wishes from Mum and Dad. Also your Saints video team, Paul Lockers, would say happy birthday, Joanne, won't he?
Hi, happy birthday, Joanne.
And best wishes, obviously, from your Saints video team. And now I've got Paul, he's going to give you a mention.
Well, actually, it's for the dinner ladies who are playing at the Britannia pub in Ashton and Makerfield on Saturday the 26th of September. If you know anybody who knows about the dinner ladies, you know Dino, the big nose, who goes in the club on Tuesdays and follows Saints home and away. And he's got a band there, the dinner ladies. They're quite good if you're into rainbow and deep purple. So get there on Saturday.
There we go. I'd have given... I would have given Joanne a mention next Wednesday, but unfortunately, due to the Widnes and Wigan game being on the box, we have to forego our Lancashire Cup tie with Widnes till the following Wednesday. But anyway, Sheffield kick-off. They've made a substitution at half-time with Andrew Young coming on for Ian Hughes in the second row. Saints with a 10 points to 4 lead. Obviously looking to extend it for this second half. George Mann at the acting half-back, back to John Griffiths. Deep kick taken by Gary Jack. Runs straight into Chris Joint and Jared McCracken. Looks a bit like Conley from a distance, doesn't he, Paul?
Just a slight touch bigger than Gary, I think.
Right, anyway, Sheffield in possession now. Not out there, coach. Gary Hetherington, he'll have given his words of wisdom to his side at half-time, as will of Mike McLennan. And Sheffield are looking to make a substitution there on the far side. Or is it just... Whether the substitution has been made, I don't know, but there's a player walking over on the far side. It's Sheffield in possession. Kevin Ward with the tackle, and Wardy being pulled out by the referee for an alleged high tackle. Well, didn't look anything in that, Paul, but a penalty to Eagles.
That's right, stupid mistake again. High tackles, and they're just going to punish us, put us back in our own half. See, Phil Vivers has gone back to full back now, and Alan's gone on the wing. It must be a problem with Anthony Sullivan.
Well, Sheffield now in a good attacking position on the Saints 20 and driving forward. Hugh Waddell powering his way upfield. Yes, obviously that substitution with Sullivan going off at half-time. Phil Weaver's coming on. Alan Hunt onto the wing and Weaver's at full-back. Another trusty player in the full-back berth, but it's Eagles now. Aston, he's trying to get things going. Solid tackling again. Kevin Ward in again. Nothing more than we can expect. But Saints will have to withstand this pressure. Aston again. I'll give it a short pass. Well, we've seen that penalised before, haven't we, for obstruction. But he got the ball away there, Paul. Just perhaps a reflex pass. But it's the last tackle of this 6. And let's see, it's Aston again, trying to chip it through. Alan Hunt did well, got down bravely there and kept back in the field of play. Alan Hunt now from acting half-back, looking for that gap, and his knees are strong. This Australian tour, Paul, unfortunately, a bit of a disaster for you and Sonny, but Alan Hunt and Gary Connolly, it's brought them from strength to strength, hasn't it?
That's right, they went there as boys, they come back men, they really, come of age on that tour and they played really well. Unfortunately for Alan, he didn't get many chances for the test team, but, he played really well in the midweek games.
Yes, he didn't get the rub of the green in our opinion, but unfortunately that possibly because you were injured, you wasn't doing the goal kicking, whereas Hunt was the leading try scorer, but they had to put Eastwood in for his goal kicking, didn't they, really? That's
probably right, because Alan was probably should have been man of the tour for me, really. He played really well when I was there in the midweek games, and I've seen him on telly. He played really well, scored some cracking tries.
Sheffield now in possession after Saints had kicked it upfield. A good clearing kick. Excellent tackling there. Les Quirk and John Neal involved, but Sheffield moving forward. Saints cover defence coming in again. Sonny Nicol getting stuck in. As you said, Paul, we've yet to see the best of Sonny Nicol. Good runner, runs onto a lovely ball, but Sheffield certainly not frightened of varying the play and taking it both directions, Paul.
Yeah, they seem to be switching the ball about a lot, and I think if Gary Jack had looked outside him there, he had a 2-2-1 overlap.
But Sheffield given another 6 tackles. The slate wiped clean by referee Cummins. Good break there, Aston, short ball. Sheffield now backing up, but a good break there by Aston. He hasn't done a lot in the first half. He's there again. He's used as the pivot. Well, Sheffield tried to get it underway, tried to pass round the man, but McCracken quickly down on it. Alan Hunt scampering away. David Plange has to come in, and he's still going. Is Alan Hunt. McCracken did well on the loose ball, and Hunt from the acting halfback equally well. George Mann. It doesn't look as though George Mann's running to his full potential, Paul. He's still, maybe, is he trouble with this little bit of back injury, do you think?
Well, obviously there must be something there, because he's not been, the George Mann we know, where he makes some powerful surges, but it's one of them games where it's all in the middle and, there's not many chances for the players to run outside.
Well, Chris Joint there, nearly decapitated. He lost the possession in the tackle. The referee, we was looking for the advantage, maybe, but he let Sheffield pick it up and play it on. But the referee Cummins there, he couldn't have done anything but see that as Chris Joint was tackled around the head, and anything above shoulder height is supposed to be penalised. He didn't pick it up there, but we have now got a scrum with our feet. I think it is, Paul, so maybe justice has been done.
Yeah, it looked high to me. Like you said, anything over shoulder high should be warranting a penalty on the sin bin, and so referees were going to come heavy on that, I think.
Well, Saints have scrum possession there. Cooper picks up the ball, but the referee's not happy with it. Cooper again, yes, Saints have possession. John Griffiths running strong. Joe nearly broke through the tackle. The ball released. Tia Rapati releases it. Excellent player, Rapati. Versatile, as you say, he can centre, stand off. You could even put him loose forward. But now it's Chris Joint moving crossfield. Excellent tackling from Sheffield. Saints just 10 yards inside the Sheffield half. John Neal on the opposite diagonal brings it centre field. Sheffield lined out there, and now Cooper onto Kevin Ward. He straightens it up, looking for the runners. Last tackle of this sequence. Maybe we'll have a drop goal to give a 7-point cushion. Who knows? There's Shane Cooper. Well, it's obviously touched a Sheffield player there and gone dead. The referee right on the job. Obviously a chance there, Paul, just as we thought it might have gone for a drop goal. He did, and it's going to put Saints back on the attack, isn't it?
Yeah, you read the game well there, Ron. It was good thinking from Shane. You know, 1 point is better than nothing, and if it misses, you know, we just keep the pressure on them and keep them in their own half.
Did I detect a hint of sarcasm in that remark, Paul? But anyway, it's Rapati now, bringing the ball up. Obviously worth a try there, as we said, with the drop goal. But Tia Rapati there being interfered with, if you pardon the expression, by Tony Farrell, and Saints with a chance for a penalty. Well, a penalty goal anyway.
I think Shane's been very wise to go for goal, because, like I said, if it goes past the post, we get the ball back and we'll just keep the pressure on Sheffield. So I think Tia's opted to have another go at goal. He's been kicking really well. He kicked, like you said, 11 goals before today. You know, he kicked a cracker off the touchline at Barrow. I've been with him, like I said before, at Saints, practising with him, and he's been kicking really well. But you know, just needs the early ones to go over. His confidence will grow, and he's a very good kicker.
And while Tia is teeing up for his kick, we'll give a mention to, well, Paul's with me, to his dad, Terry Loughlin, in the Liverpool Arms, another hotbed of rugby league. They have a club going for the 1996 tour. He went last time. Your dad, unfortunately, Paul, just as he was arriving, you was coming home. But it's a real hotbed of rugby league up at the Liverpool Arms, a popular venue, and he has the videos on every week, doesn't he?
That's right, he always buys the videos every week, and I think it's every Tuesday night he has them.
Excellent goal there by Tia Rapati. Extends the Saints lead to 12 points to 4, gives the Saints a little bit of breathing space. 9 minutes into the second half, and as I said, 12 points to 4. Also, while we're on, just before we get kick-off, I'll give a mention to my good wife, Chris. It's our wedding anniversary tomorrow. She's down there, just at the bottom of the stand in front of me. I'm not telling you how many years, I'm trying to forget. I don't know about her, but Saints have possession on the way to the 2 points this afternoon, even though we've another 30 minutes of play to go. 12 points to 4 the score. Saints in the lead with that 9th minute Tia Rapati penalty goal, the only scoring so far of this second half. Bernard Dwyer scampering away from acting halfback. Phil Vevers puts the ball back to Griffiths. Lofted ball there. Bounces. Well, Gary Jack lets it bounce, but it gathers it safely. Drives up the wing. Quickly forced back. Some good tackling. I reckon we're definitely better than Steve-O and Eddie Hemmings, aren't we, Paul, on this video?
That's right. And we're not bald as well, and we don't talk a lot of rubbish.
But he does like the Saints, though. He's not done so bad. He certainly gives Saints a lot of credit this season so far, and quite a lot are tipping the Saints for major honours this year, and they're assembling a good squad, aren't they? He seems to be buying well here at Nosey Road.
Oh yeah, it's the strongest squad I've ever been involved with since I've signed on. I signed on in '83, and this is the far the strongest I've ever been involved with. I mean, there's loads of competition for places in every position.
But Sheffield again putting it together. Anthony Farrell finally brought down by a superb McCracken crunching tackle after Sheffield had put it through quite a few pair of hands. They're bringing it blindside, turned inside by Aston onto Darryl Powell, just losing his footing. He's been awarded the penalty. Saints knocked it forward, but the penalty going to Sheffield. I would imagine they'll have a go for goal, Paul.
Yeah, I think they should go for goal, and 2 points will just put them another try and a goal behind. But good play from Darryl Powell then. I think was a bit stupid there for the Saints defender. I don't know who it was, who just caught him by the ankles and just tripped him up.
Now, while Sheffield are getting ready, now I have an important announcement. Any of you rugby league buffs out there, if you're looking for people to go in your team, you want Joe Mulcrow and Jeff Lewis, the kit men at St Helens. Now, I got roped into a quiz for the Lancashire Federation last year. We won our semi-final at Wigan, and that was great. We went to the final. There was only 4 teams in it. We come last. We got quite a lot of hassle. We knew everybody's questions, obviously, except our own, just to look at the draw. But Joe Mulcrow and Jeff Lewis said we answered every question. So anybody looking for members for a quiz team, you need look no further. Joe Mulcrow and Jeff Lewis from the Saints kit room, and they're your men. They know it all. They shouldn't get anything wrong, 100% every time. That kick going astray there. The score still remaining at 12 points to 4. Sheffield kick it deep, and Gary Jack comes away with it. 13 minutes into this second half. Good play there by Jack. 30, 40 yard upfield running. Saints forced to defend. Sheffield with quite a lot of the possession in this second half so far. Well, the ball knocked on there. I don't know whether you spotted that, Paul. It certainly evaded me that time, but the referee right on the job.
Yeah, I think with Shane Cooper just showing a bit of his wisdom, old wise days, though, you know, just pulling the ball out without the referee seeing.
But Saints pushed off the ball. Saints feed, and Sheffield push. Gary Jack at full, coming up from full back. It's kicked through by a Saints player, and Sheffield now with an ideal platform to build on. The Sheffield crowd get behind them. They're crying out Eagles, Eagles as they approach the Saints 20-yard line. Hugh Waddell with solid tackling again. George Mann and John Neal there completing the tackle. Aston looking for that gap. Saw the half gap, tried to go through, but the Saints cover defence holding firm. Just that David Plange try, the only points for Sheffield in this game. But Saints penalised again, Paul, and definitely a kickable position this time.
That's right, it was John Neal, I think, lashing out at the play of the ball. Another stupid mistake. It's a good job he's not had his kicking boots onto there, Mike Aston, so we might have found ourselves down, because I think he's missed 4 chances now. But there should be no problem for Mike Aston.
Well, it shouldn't be at that range. Early days yet in the league, but most of the sides, or well, should I say all of the sides, played 2 games. Saints are in second position, 51 points for, 26 against. Obviously 4 points, and in second to Halifax. Before today's match, Sheffield are 50-50. They've played 2, only won 1, lost 1. 18 points for, 56 against. Obviously that big defeat by Wigan, not doing their points average any good. But it's Aston there. 18 yards out. Well, waved astray there, Paul. As I said earlier on, it's when it was Saints, obviously Saints and Sheffield missing early penalties. Penalties could account for the points this afternoon, and you can't afford to miss them, can you?
That's right, and we've been lucky really. There hasn't kicked some, because I think that's 5 now, and it's 10 points they could have had on the board.
Yes, that's true. And that may have seen Sheffield in the lead. But it's Farrell coming away from acting halfback. Strong running lad, this Farrell. Takes some pulling down. Cook is acting halfback. The ball being fed infield. Hugh Waddell. Veteran campaigner Waddell, dare we say, Paul. Ex-Stoke Rugby Union convert. But Gary Jack in the line. Sheffield certainly varying the play, moving from one side to the other. Saints urge to line out. And these strong forwards running onto the ball. Broadbent, I think that is, that's springing it up. But it's Cook attacking halfback. It's the last tackle of this sequence for Sheffield. Now it's with Maguire. Lofts a high one. It's not gained any forward movement, but the ball being kept alive. It's going to be a knock-on if Saints don't gather the ball. Yes, play allowed to go on there. A pointless kick from Maguire there. Didn't gain any forward yardage. In fact, it went back, Paul.
Yeah, it was a wasted opportunity there. I think it was the last tackle. He just put it anywhere, and I think it would have been better just putting it along the floor for his winger.
Yes, maybe so, but it's Phil Vevers, I think, that has possession. Saints in possession. Cooper, long cut-out ball. Well, he tried to miss the man out there, did Shane Cooper. Unfortunately, he didn't come off. Gone right into touch, and it puts Saints under pressure again, Paul.
Another mistake there. I think we started at Wakefield with these mistakes. We carried on at Barrow. We seem to do them again here at Sheffield. I think we're just going to, like I said, we're going to get back to basics and do the right things and not try nothing too ambitious.
But it's still 12 points to 4, so Saints still with that 8-point cushion. It's a good advantage for the Saints, even though they haven't had a lot of the ball in the second half, and Eagles have scrum possession again. They're spreading it quickly. Darryl Powell comes in field, straightens it up. Good player, this Powell, international three-quarter, but Sheffield keeping it moving. The ball going back, and the Saints tackling after hold firm. McCracken in again. And Sonny Nickel, they combine to bring David Maiko down, but certainly not frightened of varying the play, Sheffield. Darryl Powell again, moving into a more central role, Paul, now, just as you said yourself. You like to see him more involved with the game rather than at the centre.
Yeah, it could be bad news for Saints if he's getting more in the middle, because Sheffield has started to play something like now, and the forwards are running a bit deeper and making a lot of yards.
Maguire good into passing there onto Maiko, out to Plange. He's going infield, he's running crossfield, he's Plange, but McCracken has him, brings him down. He's had a good tackling stint this afternoon as Jared McCracken, but it's the last tackle. It's Aston. Well, Aston, he had to try something. It was on the sixth tackle, didn't he, Paul? He had Maiko on his outside as Plange was infield. It didn't come off for him, but yet it could have equally come off, and Saints would have been struggling then.
That's right, it was the last tackle. I think it was passing to the linesman then.
Well, it's a good job the linesman didn't have a yellow jersey on, isn't it, Paul? But it's Saints have withstood the pressure. 12 points to 4 at present, even though a lot of this rugby in the second half, well, has been played in the Saints half, and a basic error again there. Kevin Ward tried to get it going, but the Saints couldn't take it. Eagles quickly down, and it's putting Saints under pressure again in the Saints 20-yard area now. Aston spreading it over to the right. It's like Darryl Powell in possession. He's moving over to the right. No wingman outside him. But the Saints defence will have to regroup again. And I would imagine Mike McLennan will be tearing his hair out there in his position, wherever he may be, at some of the basic Saints errors. But they'll have to defend tightly, hold on to this lead. Last tackle of this sequence, that seemed a quick 6. But we'll not grumble, will we? Aston chips it through. Well, Saints cover it up. Was it Phil Vevers there? He just didn't take it cleanly, Paul. An uncharacteristic error for Phil, but good backing up behind him.
Yeah, it's not often you see Phil make mistakes like that. I mean, he's been in the game a long time, you know. I think about 10 years now at Saints, and 9 years, and Les Quirk just cleaned up for him though.
Yes, good cover defence by the Saints, and that certainly saved the Saints 6 points. John Griffiths keeping it going onto Sonny Nickel. Coming crossfield, and Eagles combine to force him back. The Saints looking in a little bit of disarray at present, with Sheffield taking them off the game. But McCracken here, let's see if he can inject his pace into the game. Last tackle for the Saints in this set of 6. As Griffiths brings it crossfield. Gary Jack again takes it, brings it up the touchline. Tries to step in between Alan Hunt and Chris Joynt, but he's well tackled. Plange again. He's obviously coming in field, looking for a bit of action, Paul, and if he gets through the gap there, he's certainly got quite a bit of pace on him.
Yeah, he's a strong player. He had a good spell when he was at Castleford, and earned a lot of respect from his fellow professionals, and he's still a good player now.
But it's Maguire for Eagles, keeping it going. Sheffield spreading it. Alan Hunt did well there, forced his man into touch, but certainly, Paul, we can say We've 21 minutes of this second half, and Saints haven't really got into gear. They just don't look the same team they have been in the first half.
No, I mean, I think we're trying to panic rugby and trying to push the ball too much, and that's why we're making a lot of mistakes.
But at the scrum there, the referee not happy with it. Shane Cooper fed it. It was coming out Saints' way, but he wasn't happy with it. Saints have scrum possession this time, but the referee's penalised Sheffield for offside. Well, not packing correctly, I think, is the decision. Is it per many 8 from 10 for the referee's decision at the scrum, Paul? But it's a penalty to the Saints. Might relieve a little bit of the pressure.
Yeah, will do, because we've been under a lot of pressure, like you said, for the last 15 minutes, and we've done well to withstand it without conceding any points.
So it's Bernard Dwyer, 10 yards inside the Eagles' half, onto Kevin Ward. Powerhouse forward, drives up just a couple of yards short of the Eagles' 20-yard line. Chris Joint. Saints now in a rare excursion just outside the Eagles' 20-yard area, Paul, and a try and a goal certainly wouldn't go amiss now. Alan Hunt. Phil Vevers at dummy half. John Harrison, he's going to bring the ball up just into the Eagles' 20-yard area now. Eagles forced to line out. Griffiths and Cooper, inside ball there to Phil Vevers, looking for the pass. He gets it away, but it's intercepted. So just things not going right for the Saints, just as they try to get a move together, and the ball intercepted and Eagles back in possession.
Yeah, it's just not going right for us. Like I said before, we've just got to calm things down. Shane's just got to get a grip of the situation there. Calm them down and just get back to basics, and that's where the work's going to come from.
So it's Eagles in possession, about 8 yards short of the halfway line. Tony Farrell moving it over to this left wing. They get the ball away. Sheffield spreading it. Gary Jack onto Aston. Back to Gary Jack. Bernard Dwyer completes the tackling. Jared McCracken quickly in as well. Jonathan Griffiths also the handabout. And it's the last tackle of this sequence. Grubbered upfield, but Phil Vevers takes it cleanly. Drives it towards the halfway line. Takes the two Sheffield tacklers. And George Mann steps up for a quick play of the ball. Alan Hunt looking for that gap. He's into space. It's Hunt. Electrifying pace. And Hunt's off again. And he's going to score. And he's going to come behind the sticks if he can. Oh, brilliant try there. Excellent try from the Saints. And considering we haven't had the ball in this second half, that's certainly going to give us a boost. A good take there by Phil Vevers. Alan Hunt coming in field. And when he's in this frame of mind, Hunt, he takes a lot of pulling down, doesn't he, Paul?
That's right, that was a great individual try there from Alan. That's what he's best at, running with the ball. He saw the gap, went for it, just went round Gary Jack like he wasn't there, and that's a brilliant try. That's one of the best I've seen for ages.
Well, he scored some good ones this season, hasn't he, Alan Hunt, Paul? That's his 6th of the season. He had a hat-trick last week at Barrow, and a bit reminiscent of that excellent try he scored while on tour, where he played it to himself kind of thing, and took the Australian defence on and went forward. Well, one of the club sides, I think it was. But he's so strong, as I said, if he can get from acting half-back, and he's so strong, he drives away, and if he can just beat the defence, well, it's taters, isn't it?
That's right. That's what the game needed as well. Something to liven the game up, because it's been going to all Sheffield's way at the moment, and that's what we need. The Saints lads, the heads will be lifted now after that try, and hopefully if we can get stuck into them, get this ball out a bit wider, and hopefully we get a few more points up on the board.
Well, Rapati now teeing up. He misses the goal. So much for your training lockers. 16 points to 4 the score. 12-point cushion, and that'll certainly knock the stuffing out of the Eagles, especially after having such a superb second half and then one try from Hunt, or an individual try, more or less, as you can say, against the run of play.
That's right. Sheffield had the ball for about 15 minutes in our half, and you know, that would have done our confidence a world ago, but that did not the stuffing out of him, like you said.
Well, unfortunately, in previous seasons we certainly haven't had the rub of the green, but we certainly seem to be getting the rub of the green this season. When things are going for you, they do go for you. We know the old pie eaters know all about that, don't they? If there's a 50-50 situation, you can, and it's involving Wigan, you can bet it'll go Wigan's way. But it's Saints now in possession. It's with Phil Vevers, gets it away under a lot of pressure downfield. Gary Jack has gone off, and Ian Hughes has come back on. But Sheffield, with the man moved to the full-back position, he's bringing the ball up. Saints bring him down. Aston spreads it out on the far side. Eagles trailing by 16 points to 4. And as we said before, what the goal-kicking situation certainly could have put a different complex on the game. So Sheffield have possession. Saints lined out. Eagles looking to bring on another substitute, I think, on the far side. Sheffield have the penalty. They fine touch 10 yards inside the Saints half. It's Aston to restart. Bernard Dwyer, Kevin Ward, first in there at the tackle, as ever, but Hugh Waddell running strong. Kevin Ward involved again. Tireless worker Ward on the bench today, came on early for John Harrison. John Harrison back on in the second half. Sheffield keeping the ball moving. Just outside the Saints 20-yard area. McCook attacked in half-back. Onto Aston, spreading it out. Powell, the ball's gone down. It's gone back, says referee Cummins. And now it's Aston again. Bringing this, well, excellent shoulder charge there by Sonny Nicol on Hugh Waddell. Last tackle of this sequence. Sheffield are going to run it. Farrell has it. He's got to be clamped. He is clamped. Good set of 6 there for Eagles, Paul, but good tackling by the Saints, and they're now coming away with it.
That's right, it was a splendid tackle off Sonny Nicol there. Just checked him there with his shoulder and knocked him flying.
Well, loose play, Eagles gather it. Maguire gets the ball away for Plange. He's in at the corner. David Plange in for his second. Off a loose play by the Saints. I think it was John Griffiths that lost the ball, was it, Paul? But the Eagles quickly snapped it up. The Saints defence couldn't get over, and Eagles get another 4 points.
It was a bad mistake. I think it was Chris Joyce who lost the ball there. I think he must have took his eye fits, and the cover come in and just slipped the ball over Jed McCracken's head, and it was easily going for David Plange for his second try. So that puts the Eagles right back into it now, so we've still a lot of hard work to go.
Yeah, 16-8 and the conversion to come. But as I said before, Eagles there getting a try by David Plange after conceding one from Alan Hunt against the run of play. But it shows you how quick the defending side has to be when the side with the ball loses possession. They've got to snap it up and quickly attack. They did that then. David Plange took it well, went over in the corner. A difficult conversion for Aston, but he's missed a few centre field, Paul, but I can bet you he'll pop this one over right from the touchline. They usually do, don't they?
That's right, same with Tay last week at Barrow. He missed a couple of easy ones and flew one over from the touchline.
Well, there you are. I read that one right as well, didn't I?
Well, that's your reading today. You should have been out there today, marshalling the forwards there on. (16-10). It brings it up for an excellent last 10 minutes.
We've got about 10 minutes of play remaining. 16-10 the score. Just as we say, 6 points separating the sides after that excellent conversion by Aston. Saints kick it off, kick it deep, and now Sheffield will have a new lease of life, and they'll be hoping to get the ball back up to the Saints' end. It's up to the Saints cover defence to stop them, and only solid tackling is going to do that. Well, the ball knocked forward there. A chance now for the Saints to put an attack on. Sheffield knocking on just outside their own 20. John Griffiths is going to feed the scrum. Shane Cooper just out to the left of the scrum, but Joint brings it blindside over the 20. Well, high tackle, I think that's going to be. Yes, high tackle. It looks though it's indicated, but I thought the referee should have allowed the play to go on there with the advantage, Paul.
Yeah, certainly a chance there for Chris. He took a bad knock off around his head there, but the referee, I think, should have let it go because a certain try was on the cards then.
Yes, because he'd broke well. He was approaching the 20-yard line. The penalty's gone the Saints' way, and now it's Bernard Dwyer going to have a go. So let's see if Bernard can pop this. Oh, is he a left footer, Bernard, Paul?
Yeah, that's right. He's been doing a bit of practice as well. I think everybody's been out there with the sand and the ball, tossing some over, and it's quite a useful kicker, Bernard. He was unlucky with that one, they hit the post before, so hopefully he'll bang this one straight through the middle.
Yes, and it'll give the Saints a bit more breathing space, with just 6 points separating the teams. Obviously this will give you the mate, and Bernard Dwyer lines it up. Looks good from here. Yes, that's an excellent kick. Relieves a bit of the pressure, Paul, and perhaps Saints can breathe a little easier.
Yeah, they should do now because there's an 8-point gap, and Sheffield's going to score twice now in the last 8 minutes or whatever's left, and it's going to be an hard task for them. So hopefully it's another 2 points in the bag, but hope I'm not speaking too soon.
Well, we knew it was going to be hard before we came here, didn't we, with Sheffield? Difficult side on their own midden, even though Wigan had inflicted a heavy defeat on them, but not to be taken lightly. John Harrison, that's acting half-back for the Saints. The Saints travelling public, quite a lot come over to Sheffield today. It's not a bad ride over to Yorkshire during the so-called summer period. I think they missed out on the summer period this year, but it's not too bad coming over when it's fine. It's just when you get the bad weather, the snow, the ice, and you're going over to Hull Kingston Rovers or Wakefield or Sheffield, and it's only the true supporter that makes the journey that time. Saints put it downfield, but it's too deep. It's gone directly dead. Sheffield will start with a tap from the centre of the 25. Next week, Paul, Salford at home. Another difficult tie there. They've been doing a bit of swapping and changing, and a strong side. Playing Halifax today, leading at half-time, and they're certainly one to be contended with.
That's right, it's always hard against Salford, and they've made some good signings this season, and it's going to be very hard for us next week.
Very competitive now in the First Division. Obviously not a lot of money floating about, but quite a few player exchange deals going on, and a lot of strengthening going on, but the game stopped there. An injury to a Sheffield player. The referee right on the job, he stops it. Sheffield are in possession. They're trailing by 18 points to 10. And we've got 5 minutes on the clock. Tony Farrell attacked in half-back. The ball fed infield, loose play by Sheffield. But well played there, it looked loose, and an excellent 40-yard run by Sheffield. Move it upfield now. Loose tackling by the Saints, or loose play, the gap emerged. Now it's on to Maiko, he turns it inside. Saints urged to get back onside by referee Cummins. Now it's Price to stand off, moving it infield. Daryl Powell involved. Well, the pass going there, it certainly looked to him forward. I wouldn't have thought it could have been anything else from this position. But it's the last tackle now, a little chip kick through, or it's the high one. Aston lofts it high. Phil Vivers takes it well, and Vivers drives away. Excellent take by Vivers. As I said, when you've got Vivers and Hunt steps up quickly from the acting half-back position, you can't go wrong at the back of your defence, can you, Paul?
That's right, he took that well, never took his eye off it, and a superb catch from Phil, and he made a few yards as well.
Well, Shane Cooper tried to get the ball away. It certainly looks as though it went back, but Cooper volleyed it up. The ball being adjudged to have been knocked on, and it's a scrum down. Sheffield feed, maybe a last-ditch attempt for Sheffield, but as you said, Paul, it's an 8-point gap, and the time running out for Sheffield.
That's right. They've got Gary Jack back on the field now, so you know, they might use him on this blind side, on Les Quirk's side for a straight ball, because Sheffield are one of the straightest running teams in the league.
Yes, Paul, as you said, that just happened to be pointed out to us, didn't it, at half-time, that Sheffield are one of the straight runners. But we've got Gary Jack back on the field. Well, I reckon that's Sheffield's 5th substitution, and that's out of order. I don't know, we'll have to check later if Jack's come back on. I've just been told that Maguire had come back on for James, and if Jack's come back on now, that's 5 substitutions, and that's one too many. But it's Sheffield that are going towards the Saints line. They're throwing the ball about, and the Saints tackling just isn't knocking them to the ground. Tony Farrell attacked in half-back. 2 minutes before the full-time hooter. Donald Powell out on the far side. Jack there involved again, but just getting in the way. Powell has to take the tackle. And Eagles bringing it across the face of the post. Maguire, he's back on. Gets the ball underway. Eagles on with a charge. 2-man overlap on the far side. The tackle. Well, McCracken finally brings his man down. Just desperation stakes for the Saints there, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of panicking in defence there. We've just got to calm things down.
Aston kicked it through. Obviously moving over to the right, kicked it over to the left. Alan Hunt did well, parried it into touch, averted a possibly certain try, but it's still Eagles putting the pressure on. They're going to have head and ball from this scrum.
That's right. Like you said, the pressure's still on Saints. There's still camped on our own line, so we can't let nothing slip here.
They get scrum possession. Maiko infield. Good tackling. Sonny Nickel just out wide there. He scored a try earlier on, and Sheffield have possession. Trying to bring the man forward, looking to draw the player, then slip the ball round. But Kevin Ward, he wasn't fooled. Shane Cooper in again. And now it's Tony Farrell putting in a good sidestep. Kevin Ward again. He's done some tackling, Ward, since he come on, hasn't he, Paul, earlier in the game?
That's right. For his age, like, he's extremely fit. He looks after himself, and he's one of the fittest forwards at the club.
I think he's one of the fittest forwards in the league. But it's Sheffield now trying to put a last-ditch charge. Holding the ball there. The ball's up in the air. Finally brought down. George Mann brings him to ground. It's the last tackle of this sequence. The ball's going to be kicked again, you can bet. Well, that looked a short ball. It looked a short ball that was forward, but it's going to be the turnover. Well, John Griffith's coming away with it. Over the 10-yard line. Playing in stoppage time now, Paul, so I think the 2 points safely in the bag. An 18 points to 10 win up to now, but it's been a hard game.
Yeah, it's been a very hard game, and it's a well-earned 2 points. The Saints lads have tackled really well again, and it's the defence that's won the match, I think, because you know, we've not done really well with the ball once again, but you know, our defence has been top marks.
Yes, that's true. With the tireless defenders there, as Paul said before, Big John Harrison, Bernard Dwyer, Kevin Ward, to name but 3. It's a team effort. We know we've had a few mistakes, but at the end of the day, Saints come up with the 2 points. An excellent win, 4 points to 10. Sheffield were down at half-time. Rapati got a penalty goal in the second half. It extended the Saints' lead. And then an Alan Hunt try against the run of play, Paul. Plunge, pegged one back 5 minutes later. It put it all in the pot at 16 points to 10. And then Bernard Dwyer with that penalty goal. 7 points from the final hooter. Give Saints an 8-point cushion. They withstood the pressure, as you say, and come up with the 2 points. It just, as I said, 3 matches in a row where possibly we haven't played to our full potential or what we can think, but you can only play as well as the opposition will let you, can't you?
That's right.